This week on the YouTube channel, we're going to be reviewing The Phantom, issue number 2017, The Secret of Polymos. Now, I don't actually know what Polymos is, but we're going to find out in The Secret of Polymos. So let's get into it. This is a very, very cool looking cover done by Jason Polymos, and it is really, really awesome. Like, we've got Medusa. I'm guessing it's got something to do with Greek mythology. Obviously, I read it just to say, oh, has Brad actually read this? Yes, he has. So let's get into The Secret of Polymos. The next comic book that is coming out is on sale the 19th of March, 2026. It's called Arms Trafficking and Hunter's Prey Part 5, we have Hunter's Prey Part 4 in this book as well, and we will soon be having a look at this. This has Hunter's Prey number 4 in it, so we'll be having a look at this along with a heap of other comic books heading to the YouTube channel really, really soon. But until then, we've got this baby. We have got this comic book to have a look at. Okay, look at that title page, eh? That's got the Medusa with a heap of little snakes. Neighbors. And so, an impatient visitor approaches the Jungle Patrol's headquarters. Open up! I recognize that old hothead. Colonel Weeks, our former boss, now retired. I am pleased someone remembers me, Sergeant. I must speak to my successor, Colonel Wurubu. This story was first published by Egmont, Sweden in Phantom number 25, 1987. And we've got art by the legendary Caesar Spadari, and the story is wrote by Don Avenel. Front cover art is also, as I said, is by Jason Polymos. Okay, Wurubu says, Weeks, what a pleasant surprise. Sorry to barge in like this, Wurubu, but I need help. And only one man can give me that help. Weeks talks. You mean our unknown commander? But what happened? Of course. Your daughter missing in the Greek archipelago. We will contact the commander. You know the routine. Of course. Open the safe. Put the message inside. Close it up. On the way out, you press the button. Strange, but it always works. I've often wondered what happens when you press it. Me too. What happens? A light turns on, a jungle native notices the light and says, I don't need to send the drum signal now. Here comes the ghost who walks. The lamp is lit, a ghost who walks. Just as I arrive, perfect, Thomas. I was on my way to Morrow's Town, but that can wait. The Jungle Patrol comes first. Perhaps a complicated procedure, but it's the only way to maintain my inaudibility as the Jungle Patrol's commander. So the Phantom goes and rides into the unused well just outside the Jungle Patrol HQ. Oh, it's signed by Colonel Weeks. He writes that he needs urgent help. At least I can help and answer him quickly. Here is his answer. Oh, so quickly? I'll be back. He says I'll be back tomorrow. But no, he's going back in there. He wants to meet me at midnight at the grave of the unknown patrolman. How would that be? As if you had an unknown commander that wasn't the Phantom, but was actually like someone who was actually inside there, knows the actual commander, and there's secretly an unknown commander that is buried somewhere. Maybe there was a dispute. Maybe there was something dramatic that happened. Maybe they need to put that in the story. Maybe someone needs to listen to these videos and say, hey, that's a pretty good idea. I'm going to use that and credit Brad for his story idea. That'd be pretty cool. Just like old times, typical for the commander to choose a place like this. No one has ever seen the patrol commander face to face. At least none that I've know of. Just like old Weeks, that's him. That voice. in the dark. So Colonel Weeks tells the Phantom about his daughter has gone missing, and the Phantom is headed to the island of Polymos in the Greek archipelago. There's this guy who's really, really strange, and he seems to be a hermit. A hermit crab that's just wandering around, doesn't really know why he's actually there. He's just chilling out, dude. And so the Phantom goes in and tries to reach the daughter. He then narrowly misses getting attacked, and actually, Devil gets attacked by this hermit who seems to have extraordinary powers. This island contains extraordinary circumstances and dangerous powers. Is it really dangerous powers if you know how to use them? Devil attacks the Phantom. The Phantom evades his attack and punches his snout. And then he goes further on to try and chase this hermit. The Phantom then is led to a near life or death situation. He is able to grab onto a tree root. He sees a man disappear into thin air after he tried to lure me into death. A woman in ancient Greek clues. Where did she come from? He is led to a cave. Inside the cave, the daughter is seen, and the daughter is getting rescued by the Phantom. But there is one thing about this island. This whole island is filled with gods of the ancient Greece. So from basically just a couple of pages ago, basically when Devil attacks the Phantom, the story just goes up a notch and then up a notch, and it just goes like a railway coaster, a roller coaster, and just goes up and then plummets back down to earth. It just goes really, really quickly, and I wasn't prepared. Let's just say that. So the Phantom, he battles this other god, and then he battles this bull. Daughter then thinks this bull is a nice bull, but it's not. There's this flute that plays, and then we have the wind. The wind is blowing. It is, it's Aeolus. Is it Aeoli? No, it's Aeolus. We can't fight this hurricane. We must seek shelter, and then we run into the Hephaestus. If anyone knows any Greek mythology with Greek gods, you're probably going to have more luck than me pronouncing these words. The Romans called him Vulcanus, because he works as a blacksmith. And then we have Herpes, and then we have a fight between Herpes and the Phantom. The Phantom gets rid of these Herpes, and they go into the underbrush. And then we have the one and only Medusa. So the Phantom then says, "Turn around, don't look." And then we have Poseidon. He then gets on the back of the Pegasus, and the Pegasus is then daughtered by Almighty Zeus. And of course, Zeus, if anyone does know the ancient Greek mythology, well, Zeus is the master of disguise. He wears whatever he can find, and he becomes the eternal hermit. So the Zeus doesn't like here taking his girlfriend. The daughter, doesn't want to be his girlfriend, and wants to get out there and see her father. And was the girlfriend, the daughter, was held by just not wanting to be there. She was being held against her will, and now she's been survived, and he's back, hanging out with her father, Colonel Weeks. And that's the end of that story. We've got Hunter's Prey, Part 4. Not Part 3, not Part 2, Part 4. Okay, this is solely done by Shane Foley, a slum area just outside Bengali town. The man who you're asking about lives there, nasty old grump, but he's not here now. I think he ran off when he saw you coming. Do you know where he might have gone? Not sure. He often goes into the jungle down there along that path. Thank you. You've been very helpful. Oh, wow. The Phantom runs in with this little kid, and then he meets the witch doctor. And the witch doctor's having a little bit of a meeting with this other heap of people. And those people are the henchmen to the golden guy that we will also see in one of the other comic books that will also be coming out as a comic book review. And then we meet up and the Phantom dishes out some punishment. But he doesn't get to, and he's about to. But then the police turn up and say, actually, you were right. We need to talk to you. And we are going to be taking these guys into custody because we need to also go and find the golden person, and we want to know if you're the unknown commander of the Jungle Patrol. And you should have just said, hey, I'm a part of the Jungle Patrol, but we're in a jurisdiction, so you should definitely be wanting to actually do your job. But yeah, they do their job eventually, and then there's a message comes through, and it's about Jack. Jack, come in. Can you hear Jack? Phantom? Oh, thank God we got you. Listen, bad news. The leopard man knows the girl is at Green Valley. Did you hear? He knows where she is. Oh no! Next, finally, the leopard man. And that is our comic book review. This was the front cover. That was the back cover. Have a look at that blowing with all that hair, and that person blowing some air with a whole lot of wind, of course. I hope you enjoyed that Phantom comic book review of issue number 2017, The Secret of Polymos. And as always, thank you for watching this comic book review, and I will see you next time. Keith Phantom Caven.